So, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Which
Yippee.
means between the two of you, I am going to need a recap.
Um, I mean, do you want me to give a whole recap, or Dylan, do you wanna?
Dylan is in the bathroom also.
Right. Okay, so I'll just do it. So last time we managed to befriend a experimental cat monster, RoboCat, and her human counterpart, who basically was implanted with a weapon shard in order to control her. We managed to communicate with them and managed to de-escalate the situation very
Communicate in
effectively.
quotations.
Communicate. Look, man, there's only so much communication you can do with a giant cat.
You right.
Um, and we came to the conclusion that the best way to go about getting what we wanted was to aggressively fight our way through everything. Basically, the second that we got caught, essentially. And when we left the room after brazenly lying to the doctor lady that we had solved the problem, we came out getting ready to swing, and instead were greeted with a hallway that was not the one we came in through. Eventually, we got led to a cell room, or more accurately, a room with cells, and we're basically told, uh, throw the other people into a cell and you can leave. Of course, our party was not the group that they were expecting, so we were not enticed by the offer of selling each other out. Which led to them responding by retaliating and flooding the room with holy water. How they got their hands on that much holy water is beyond me. Um, but thanks to Liam's epic hacker skills, uh, skills spelled with a Z at the end, of course. Um, he managed to bypass the door before the room was able to fully fill. And because Pridwin is a excellent flotation device, Katya and Lunala were able to avoid being melted, like the Wicked Witch of the West. After that incident, I'm trying to remember the exact order the traps went, but I'm pretty sure after that we wound up in a chamber with a control board with a bunch of pictures on it. And upon trying to interface with it, it basically just adjusted the room's temperature controls and lighting controls. When we tried to activate the central button on the lighting system or on the system, a countdown began. Every time we hit the button, it reset the countdown, but no matter what we did, nothing seemed to work. So, Pridwin, once again, seeing nobody else make any suggestions, decided he was going to try and solve it by suggesting that we simply wait the timer out. Because, what's the worst that can happen? Of course, we found out what the worst could happen. because we immediately got gassed with knockout gas after the timer went up. Fortunately, Pridwin was able to throw up a water wall, which was able to block out the gas as long as they hid inside of it. So those who had not succumbed hid inside of the water until the gas dissipated, and they managed to reawaken those who were affected. And this marks probably the last time Pridwin will ever participate in a puzzle. After that, there was the main, like, plaza room. I don't really know what to describe it as. It was like a central chamber with what we believe to be 2 robotic cat statues, but were instead actually some of the Doctor's failed experiments, which he had repurposed for defensive machines. Mazakine managed to, through his superior strength, overpower and then tame the giant cats. And we were able to basically get them to refuse to fight us, which brought a great deal of dismay to the Doctor. And after that, we moved on to the next chamber, where the room was filled with the sounds of music, and not just any music, Maze's favorite music. Upon further inspection, we found that Maze's idol was in the building, singing and performing. And Maze, lured by the siren's song, proceeded forward, the party unable to stop him, until he came to the horrifying realization this wasn't his idol, this was copyright infringement. And not only was it 1 instance of copyright infringement, it was 3. These inhuman androids, these failed attempts to infringe on the identity of his idol,
The abominations.
brought him so much rage and sorrow that he fought them solo. Having been stabbed several times in the chest, Mazakine finally managed to put to rest these wretched abominations, tears in his eyes, swearing that the Doctor would pay for what he'd done. Of course, the Doctor retorting that his feelings were purely fictional, but they were real to him. After this point, the Doctor gave a ultimatum, effectively saying that he had an entire laboratory worth of failed experiments and other horrible machinations that he could continue to throw at us until either we died or, well, worse. So, trying to think fast and formulate a plan, Liam and Katya came to the conclusion that the only way to get out of this was to fake a betrayal. Katya took Liam up in her arms and used him to effectively force the surrender of the party, offering to bring them to Victor personally in exchange for their freedom. Victor, not being able to see through this ruse on account of his gargantuan ego, was instead delighted and offered a direct path to him. Upon reaching his main observation chamber, Liam had a very tense conversation and managed to garner some information, including the fact that his dad had a child in his absence. And of course, in typical Victor fashion, he experimented on the child and turned it into a pincushion, effectively, of weapon shards. Unable to stomach the ruse any longer, Liam lashed out at the doctor, and the doctor, so engrossed in the sheer audacity of this child, which to him was no more than his property, effectively, left the rest of the party to be able to easily take down his thugs. After Liam managed to subdue his father and very easily intimidate him into cooperating with us, we got all the data we could, and Liam, with the counsel of Pridwin, came to the conclusion that his father's fate rests in the hands of his victims. And so, the cats, along with the girl that Pridwin would name Nine, tore him to shreds, seeking revenge for the horrible treatment that they underwent. Of course, the party dealt with Victor's assistant and also quote-unquote love interest, although it was clearly a one-sided affair.
No.
She was then torn apart by cats, and Victor, having somehow miraculously survived the mauling, inevitably came down to having to be put down by Liam. Pridwin, wielding Liam, landed the final blow, putting the wretched doctor to his inevitable end. Ultimately led to the activation of Victor's dead man switch. After all, if nobody could have his creation, if he couldn't have his creations, nobody could. So, a nuclear self-destruct sequence began. Liam was able to delay this sequence for long enough for a full evacuation to take place. All of the facility's experiments, along with the larger bulk of the scientists being kept there, very evidently against their own will, were successfully retrieved, being taken out to a helipad out in the middle of the ocean. The detonation of the warhead was inevitable, however, and Liam, along with Katya, remained inside. As the ocean began tumultuously heaving at this detonation, Nine offered to help get the individuals who were stuck on the helipad back to land, summoning a giant fucking turtle.
Big ass fucking turtle.
Big ass turtle. Who carried everyone on their backs, or on its back, all the way back to mainland, as Pridwin and Lunala dove into the ocean to try and recover Katya and Liam. They managed to find Katya and Liam buried beneath the remains of the site, still alive. Katya holding up a defensive barrier while Liam held the child in his arms. With the help of Pridwin's mother, who he once again brought back from the dead in coral form, they were able to retrieve everyone, with them the power to breathe underwater, and successfully bring them back to the surface. Being taken up on the turtle's back as they began to head for shore. And at that point, we arrive at the present day.
Oh, yeah.
So did I do a good job?
We will never
Dylan, do you
know.
have anything to add?
Let me think.
Oh, right. I've got some additional important information in case you, or once you're done.
You can go ahead.
On the subject of important information which we were able to acquire from Victor, among his research notes and other valuable information, we were also able to acquire information about Liam's brother. His full brother,
Indeed.
not his half-brother. His new half-brother. We discovered that apparently he had breached containment some time ago and had effectively turned to drugs to deal with the horrible state that his father...
His fa did some
to
terrible
retrieve him did not return, and Victor
Go
Oop. And Victor.
He was doing so good until now.
Yeah, he was doing great. No. Damn.
Can't believe Liam's dead.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild.
Yeah. Damn. This Inky won't get into my fucking Pokeball. Get the fucking.
I too
Yeah.
enjoy harassing my Pokemon when they don't cooperate.
Exactly.
Oh?
Oh,
I'm
look, he's
trying to
back.
get those. It's Inky Spotlight Hour, and I'm trying to get this motherfucker into the Pokeball.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you phased out of existence for a while.
I
Yeah.
phased out of existence?
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of cut
That
him out
was,
like a minute ago.
You could have...
Yeah.
Me?
We tried
We tried.
a couple
We
times.
gave it an attempt. You were exclaiming how you died.
Okay, where did I get cut off?
And Victor.
Literally the last
know
thing
how
you said
well
was
that narrows it
and Victor, and your voice phased out on Victor, and then there was just nothing.
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
I do, but that was where you got cut off.
Can I get some context? What did I say before that?
I mean, you were on the important information.
You were talking about how Victor did some terrible things to Liam's brother.
Yeah, so Liam's brother became a junkie, very obviously because of the verbal abuse he underwent. Victor had to send someone out. That man did not survive the encounter, and Victor came to the conclusion cause, and that he would get no further use from his son.
Mm-hmm.
As such, we have only the last known location to go off of, but we're hoping that may be enough to track him down, and then either, depending on how far gone he is, recover him or bring him to peace. Either this would be able to stop Anima Fabrica from getting their hands on him for whatever nefarious purposes they had intended.
Quite nefarious indeed.
Very nefarious. So nefarious,
Malicious.
in fact, that they decided to try and cut me off and prevent me from speaking the truth.
Exactly. Malicious things are brewing.
Malicious things are, in fact, brewing. Devious plots, if you will.
Just as Tyler the Creator has said before.
Okay, so we are going to get started, and since it is the two of you, I, for the moment, am going to switch things up a little bit.
Oh shit.
So,
Things are getting switched.
My ankles are being broken.
Oh,
I can't handle the switch up.
oh fuck, this Obama snow just fucked up my Suicune. No!
Jesus Christ.
Oh
I
shit,
just imagine
Vaporeon is
Maze
cooked.
getting fucking suplexed by an Obama snow.
He's also... He's also fucking up my Vaporeon, no!
Oh my god.
I got this.
So, we are going to begin.
Vaporeon has 1 HP, but I got the ability off, let's go.
Oh my god, you two are stressing me out.
Okay, I got him. Alright, continue. I had to fuck up this Obama snow.
We're going to start with Pridwin.
Oh.
Pridwin, you went into, for all intents and purposes, what I am going to call recovery mode. Getting Katya and Liam out of the ocean, that was it. That was all you could focus on. That was all you could think about. And once you got them out, you were exhausted. And you kind of went into autopilot. So you come to after a period of time, you're not sure how long, and you find yourself sitting in the rain.
Where the fuck am I?
You look around. There's a lot going on off in the distance. People being checked over. Members of the academy, you can tell by their uniforms, the stars on their various outfits, helping scientists and people who have escaped the bunker. They have set up some sort of contingency area. But for you, right now, you're just sitting on the rocks, musing. You look around and you notice Lunala is not with you. She's standing off to the side, chatting with your sister.
I miss my wife, Maze.
I think I miss my wife.
I think I miss my wife.
I'm not gonna lie, he made me watch that stupid video this last week for the first
Yeah,
time,
forced
and
to
all
watch,
I
forced
can
to
think
watch.
about is I miss my wife tales. That's all I keep hearing, that one line. I didn't care about any of the rest of it, but that one line killed me.
Let me tell you, Shadow the Hedgehog is a bitch-ass motherfucker.
Who leaked my nudes on Twitter.com?
Ooh, I have 70 the alternative accounts.
What?
What?
Anyways, yeah, so you're kind of coming back, and you see, Lunala and Minerva are standing off to the side. You don't see Liam anywhere at the moment, nor do you see Katya. You do see Maze. Maze is currently... What is Maze doing right now?
He'd probably... What is going on around him currently?
There's a lot going on. Like I said, they called in, you called in a favor, and the Nevada branch of the DWMA has sent people to aid you. So, like I said, there's sort of a lot of people being checked over, the scientists that escaped, the test subjects that have escaped. There's a bunch of people there, people are doing interviews. They've set up some tents because it's pouring down rain, that, like, interviews and health checks are being done in. That type of stuff. You don't recognize hardly anybody over there, really.
Oh shit, the Nevada branch?
Yeah.
The main branch from the actual series? Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
He's probably going to be...
Wait, they're in Nevada?
No.
Yeah, in the main series, they're in Nevada.
The Nevada branch was the closest branch to where they are, so the Nevada branch is who sent relief.
Wait, so in the anime, they're in Nevada?
Yes.
Yeah.
The anime takes place in Nevada.
That does not look like Nevada. Nevada is considerably more inhospitable.
True. There's lore reasons why that's the case.
They fucking terraform. They terraform Nevada? Holy shit!
So, I guess it's not like... It's very minor spoilers, but, so Fire Force is a prequel. They used reality manipulating magic to completely terraform the planet, so it's actually hospitable.
Holy shit, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Fire Force is wild. And we're finally getting the final season. It's gonna be so good.
You know what? Fair enough.
Anyway, Maze is probably just hanging out with the lions. He's become quite fond of them.
The Nevada branch people who have arrived, they're not too keen on the animatronic and mechanical cybernetic creatures at first. However, 9 is not about to let anything happen to any of them. So there is a couple people. There's one girl in particular. She looks to be maybe 17 or 18. You're not sure what star level she is, but she's crouched down actually and chatting with 9. She kind of has the air about her of a teacher. In the way that she seems very gentle and caring towards this child.
He's going...
And
He's
the
probably gonna
whole,
walk up.
like, you know how, like, in, I'm trying to think of, like, in the Jungle Book where you got, like, all of the wolves sitting in, like, kind of around, that's 9. 9's in the center, and all of these animals that have been rescued are around 9, lounging, keeping a very close eye on the child. Which is funny to you, because a minute ago the lions wanted to eat her, but, that doesn't seem to be the case anymore.
They're homies.
And you do notice as well that strange flicker in their eyes, and every once in a while you catch the glint when she's moving her hands of the shard in her palm. It appears to have the same glint.
So she's Snow White. Okay. He's probably gonna just walk up and try to, like, hear what they're talking about, while also chilling next to the lions.
The lions don't seem to mind you so much, so they allow you to hang out with them, so to speak. And the woman right now, she just seems to be talking to 9 on her level, trying to keep her tone gentle, the language she uses, trying to keep it to a level that the child will understand. And she seems to be, in the way that she's speaking to 9 and the things that she's asking, trying to gauge what mental capacity and how much knowledge the child has for how old she is.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening right there. She's, you know, they're getting to know each other kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, you see Maze is over with a pack of cybernetic creatures. And 9.
Truly real, right? Does recognize real.
Exactly.
And it's still pouring down rain. The sea, you know, like I said, you're on the coast, and it's not that far from the rocky edge that goes down into the water. You can see the sea is turbulent, very murky and dark. Every once in a while, you think you see like shadows underneath the waves.
Grimberly, go downstairs. Go. Does the conversation that Lunala and Minerva are having seem to be private, or is it something that he could walk up on?
It does not appear to be. I mean, they aren't like heads down, backs to everybody kind of thing. They're both just kind of standing. Your sister seems to be enjoying the rain, and Lunala doesn't seem bothered by it.
I didn't want to lose it. I was bringing Kira some allergy medicine.
But he brought it to me in the metal, like, condiment
Sauce
cup that I stole from Bricktown.
You stole?
I did actually take it from Bricktown, I'm not gonna lie.
Look,
No,
man,
don't worry about
But
it.
the waitress told
my
me
parents
to,
were
in my
prolific
defense.
silverware thieves.
In my defense.
Don't worry, I have sticky fingers too.
Look,
Anyways,
man,
I
you
will
could
be right
probably
back, but
buy
yeah.
them online in bulk for like $20.
Probably.
The security guards at Target do not like me.
Oh yeah.
I do not condone
Look,
stealing,
man.
but however, when I am told to take something, I will take it. I will be right back, but yeah, that's the status quo, so that's where you guys are at.
Alright.
Okay.
I am a menace
Corpo
to
rats
my
get
local
what they
businesses.
deserve.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Me and my wife are a menace to local corporations.
Oh yeah.
Like, they used to have these little mystery bag figurines of JJK characters at Target, and like, we just went there and like just opened up a bunch of them and stole the ones we wanted and left.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, we weren't the only ones to do.
Honestly,
A bunch of already opened. Yeah, there was a bunch of already opened ones that we theorized Tyler got to, because he was telling us that he did the exact same thing. And this is when we were all living together.
My God.
God.
In Minecraft, though, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's ever stolen anything,
Exactly.
especially not from large corporations.
Exactly. The Pinkertons will never know.
Oh yeah.
Here, 1 second. Ugh.
For sure.
Okay, sorry.
Welcome back.
I have returned.
Yippee.
Anyways, so that's where we're at. We're currently on the coastline. It's raining. Let's do it.
Dylan, I'm pretty sure, said he'd be right back. So, Pridwin is going to approach Lunala and Minerva, and he's just going to say, "Are you two doing all right?"
They glance at you as you come towards them, and Minerva smirks a bit, though it's hard to see from behind the mask. Oh, look who decided to join us, finally.
I might have gone on autopilot a bit.
Are you okay?
I'll be fine.
Lunala squints at you.
I'm more worried about how everyone else is, especially Liam and Katya.
Liam and Minerva both glance in the direction of the house.
Shiny Inke. Sorry.
Oh,
Kind of shiny.
real? Pridwin's going to look over to the house and then back to them and say, "Do you think they'll mind if I intrude?"
Probably not. We figured we'd better give them some space. Lunala shrugs. And your sister does love the rain, Lunala says, wringing the ends of her hair out a bit.
Pridwin will kind of like step over closer to her so that she's under his helmet.
I mean, you do so, but she's already soaked. Already completely drenched.
Yeah. Well, we are aquatic.
I know. Lunala says, patting your chest plate.
Actually, she would have been drenched already because of the fucking salt water.
Yep. She would have dried out by now, probably, with how long you've been sitting coming out of your autopilot. But it's been raining, so that didn't happen.
Fair enough. Well, I don't want to intrude if they want space, but also I want to make sure they're all right. They were both very injured.
Minerva frowns to herself just a little bit. He's a good actor.
Redwood tilts his head.
Come to think of it, you're a pretty good actor, Lunala says, glancing at her. For a minute there, I kind of thought you actually believed him. Minerva doesn't say anything and keeps watching the ocean. You see her fingers curl tight against her palm for a moment.
He puts a reassuring hand on her shoulder. It was a very intense situation, the entire thing.
I did wrong by him, though, she says, looking at you.
What do you mean?
for a second there. I really thought she trails off.
You thought he actually turned code.
Like I thought he'd been that way to begin with.
Minerva, you're not wrong to have sometimes we can suspect the worst. Sometimes the fear of what might be overpowers our trust. You didn't hurt him. He didn't hurt you. And you know now for certain that he isn't what you feared he could have been. You haven't wronged him.
You're sure? I mean, after everything he's dealt with today, I don't want to add to it. Why don't you go ahead? I'll just be out here.
He nods. If every single false suspicion of mine was a mark against my character, I would be a very guilty person. Trust me. You haven't wronged him. I'll go check on them. Worst case scenario, they'll want some space, and I'll be back soon.
Lunala shrugs out from underneath of your helmet.
Do you wish to come with me?
I'll stay here with Min. You go ahead.
Redwin will nod and start heading towards the house.
Maze, you see that Pridwin is finally up after what has felt like forever.
Pridwin, there you are.
Mazakine, how are you holding up?
Mazakine
Perfect,
wiping wet cat fur off of his clothes.
Doing great. You were out for a while.
I kind of went into a fugue, I suppose.
Understandable. I hate when that happens.
It happens to you.
No. But I'd hate it if it did.
That is fair, I suppose.
I hate when that happens to other people, because I have to deal with it.
And you're doing all right. What with what you had to do to those robots.
They were fakes. I would never do that to the real thing. And I got to punch him in the face for making those, so I feel great.
I'm sure she would be very thankful that you defended her copyright so valiantly.
Exactly. I hate copyright infringement.
Truly, it is the worst of crimes.
Piracy is not a victimless crime.
Those poor, massive corporations.
I honestly think Victor may have tried to download a house once.
God.
In his notes, there's just a 3D print house.
Mm.
I see that Anna has joined us.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I got called into work today.
Oof.
Oh.
Hate to see it.
Yeah.
I was expecting to, but I have not, thank God, because it is blizzarding.
Mm.
It is
Yeah.
not blizzarding, it is frozen roads. Which is
Mm.
why I got called in. Because I live
Yeah.
like 10 minutes away, if that.
Mm-hmm.
So we are currently on the coastline still.
Hmm.
What has Anna been up to? I was kind of imagining that you were helping in the like the groups that were checking scientists and survivors over and healing them and trying to, take care of that whole mess, processing and everything.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular that Anna would be up to?
Not really right now. Sorry, I've got some stuff I've got to handle at work.
You're fine.
Oh, you're good. Yeah.
So I'll listen in for now. I'll let you know if I come up with anything.
No worries.
Right.
It makes sense that you're
Yeah.
out there helping them with all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all good.
She's generally taking on more than she should, but still somehow succeeding.
Mm-hmm.
So, you two are standing in the rain in front of the house.
I suppose I'll offer for you to accompany me if you want to help me check in on Katya and Liam.
Sure.
Fridwin's going to knock on the door, less expecting an answer and more so just so that they know that he's coming in.
Yeah, you don't get an answer when you knock.
And then he's going to open the door.
You do so and walk inside. You find yourself inside of this. If you remember the picture I sent in of the house, it is really cute inside. It definitely doesn't feel like, a mad scientist's house. I mean, it has a very homey edge, and it's surprisingly clean. The kitchen's a large library on the bottom floor. It's very open concept, with a lot of windows that look out onto the stormy sea. You hear murmuring coming from somewhere upstairs.
He's going to follow the murmur.
As you begin to head up the stairs, you hear less murmur, more conversation. You're surprised. The house seems structurally sound. The lab itself appears to have been designed that if it ever self-destructed, the house didn't go with it. You go up the stairs, and there's several rooms in the area. All of them have their doors closed, except for one, which is wide open, and that's where the murmuring seems to be coming from.
He's just going to head straight for the open room, and when he reaches the door, he will once again politely knock.
As you get to the door, you see the door itself is, covered in very much like Liam's desk and computer. The kind of stickers, graffiti, police tape, that kind of look. Like, very graffitied, and his name is etched across the top of it.
the kind of punk teenager decorations.
Yes, very much so. And you see, similarly decorated is a door across from this door. And that one says Fuse.
Hmm. Yeah, Pridwin's going to knock just to announce his presence, and then he's gonna say, I hope I'm not intruding on anything.
The voice is quiet for a minute, and then Katya says from somewhere further in. You can't really see from where you're standing, but you hear Katya saying, "Well, it's about time you got up."
Yes, I'm sorry I was,
Indisposed, Liam says from further in.
yes, I try my best not to let my emotions get the better of me, but I suppose sometimes I just am not myself.
Are you just gonna stand in the hallway then, like a dad, or are you gonna come in here?
Pridwin's going to step into the room.
You stop hovering and enter the room. The room is very punk teenager. Very, very, very much so. Which is odd to you, because you remember that Liam left home at a very young age. After the incident. The original incident. So, you get the sense that even as a young boy, he was like this.
That checks out.
Yeah.
And as you enter the room, you see a couple photos on the wall. Very much like he has the, kind of like my room was when I was younger, where I just had a bunch of different pictures, posters, things posted, like, all over the wall. In this kind of mesh of things. You see a whole lot of that going on. And you see a couple pictures of what appears to be Liam and his mother. And looking at her, looking at the outfit that she has on, which is also very punk, her very, dark alternative makeup, her entire style, the kind of the poses that she makes, the signs she holds up with her fingers, her very demeanor in all of these pictures, you get the sense that he got all this from her.
Yeah. He kind of takes the room in and he says, he was actually right.
What do you mean?
I think he meant it as an insult, but you're nothing like him.
Katya laughs a little. You see
I
that
would hate to be
Katya
anything like that, man.
Katya is sitting on like a very large bed. The sheets and everything's all black. Black and gray. Those are the color themes of his room.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the LED lights, which light his room up like a green, like a deep emerald green color. You see that she's sitting on the bed, holding at her wounds, and every time she laughs, she winces a little bit. Liam is sitting at a very wide desk that takes up a good portion of the corner of his room. There's like 4 different monitors, multiple keyboards. It's cluttered. You can see that there's like a plate with an ancient looking like pile of cookies on it. You have no idea how long they've been there.
Oh,
He's at the desk, kind of leaning against it, his arms crossed. He also looks worse for wear. Very ragged and exhausted.
Seems like housekeeping was not their strong suit.
This is an odd comment to you, Pridwin, because the rest of the house was immaculate.
well, I suppose after Liam left, he probably didn't want to bother.
All of my stuff's here, Liam says to you softly. Nothing's out of place. Nothing's missing. It's like he didn't even come in here.
I suppose that makes sense.
Does it?
I don't know your father the way you do. So I don't know what his decision making would be like, but I suppose he probably reasoned that it just wasn't worth his time to go in. He seemed consumed by his work.
Yeah. That's probably it. He glances away. Katya looks at you, looks at him, looks at you again.
I came in here to check up on the two of you, make sure that you weren't too severely injured. I remember doing some rudimentary healing, but not much after that. But I think I'm more concerned about how you are doing. Mentally. I mean, I have, I suppose, similar experience with rough returns home.
He's quiet for a long moment, reaches over, brushes the dust off of a fidget sitting on the edge of his desk, and starts to twirl it in his fingers. What's there to say? I came here hoping that I'd be able to wrap this up all nice and neat. A little bow on it. Pull my brother out of here. Tell my dad what I thought of him and call it a day. what I
That's
get for wishful thinking.
That's about what I thought. My first trip home. It's never that easy, unfortunately.
Why do we bother hoping in the first place?
I want to ask you something, but I feel like it might be out of line.
We just killed my dad, Liam says, looking at you. I'm not sure how much more out of line we can get here.
I mean, I feel like it may be too personal, especially after such a emotional experience.
Just, he sets the fidget down somewhat hard on the edge of his desk. Just ask.
Putting a stop to him, doing it yourself on your own terms. Did it make you feel? Pridwin's hand begins to shake a little bit. Did it make you feel any better?
Liam studies your face for a moment. Can he see your face, or do you have your mask on?
I think, considering this is the personal conversation, I think you would have taken his helmet off.
What exactly does Liam see on your face?
There's...
And Mace, for that matter, since he's also in the room.
Honestly, hang on, let me roll something first. Oh, okay. With how that roll went, there is a maelstrom of emotions going through him. It's very obvious. There's a mixture of sadness, perhaps maybe jealousy, although not quite. And then there's maybe hope, maybe dismay. There's a lot going on. It's kind of hard to clock exactly what's on his mind.
Liam studies your expression for a moment before speaking. If you're asking me if I think you would feel better if you had been the one to kill your dad, the answer's no. I think you should be relieved.
I don't mean it quite like that. Honestly, I'm not even sure how I do mean it. I just... Putting him to proper justice, actually making the choice yourself.
I didn't make that choice, Liam says, with a kind of perturbed look on his face. I gave him an option. He's the one who chose. This isn't on me. This was all him.
You're right. You're right. He chose to be the person he was. And he faced the consequences. I suppose I shouldn't have asked this question.
It's fine.
I suppose I just wanted to know if I would be any less empty had I gotten to, I don't know.
Empty. He looks at you. How could you possibly feel empty?
I don't know how to put it into words. I haven't even been able to grapple with it. The man I thought was my father, I forgave him. Even for a moment, I gave him a second chance. Not just an opportunity, I committed to just allowing him to continue to be here. He brings a hand up to his chest. And when I really considered what he'd done, really thought about it, really understood how much of a monster he was, even before I found out who he really was. Knowing all of that, it was personal. What he did to me, to my family, was personal. And I wanted to make him pay for that. But instead, I threw him away, let him go, get off easy. Because I was annoyed about an argument.
You didn't know, Birdwin.
I knew exactly who he was. It doesn't matter that he was some fake. That part means nothing. I knew who he was, knew what he'd done. I knew the actions that defined him, and instead of putting him to justice, I just traded him like a trinket for a shortcut. He got off easy. I didn't get to confront him. I didn't get to ask him. I didn't get to have any final words. I don't know. Maybe I thought that there was some way to have some actual closure.
There is. You find out who he was, who sent him, and you make them pay. That's closure.
I wish I could see it that way.
He's already dead, Pridwin. What
I
good
know.
is dancing on his grave?
This is the exact thing I've been thinking about. The exact question that's been running through my head since Russia. Since before Russia, as a matter of fact. I'm going to find them and I am going to make them pay. But I know in my bones this feeling isn't going to go away. I had the man who made his choice. Now I'm just going after the people who gave the orders. I'm just chasing scraps. And on top of that, to make matters so much worse, he wasn't even my actual father. I don't know my actual father. All I have are half-faded memories that I can't even differentiate. And I hate him. And it's not even his fault. I hate both of them so unbelievably much. So much more than I have ever hated before. And I feel guilty. I can't make it right. I probably couldn't have before. It probably would have made no difference. I probably would have felt exactly the same. But I should have been better. And now I just have to live with the fact that I did all that I am this way. I can't even leave it to the past because it's still haunting me. And it's going to keep haunting me even after I'm done tearing down that stupid organization. It's wrong of me to feel envious of you in this moment, and yet I do. It's disgusting.
And I thought I was self-critical.
I fear it's a lot more than just that.
Look, man. I get it. You've got your demons you have to deal with. You have your regrets that you can't move past. But you're gonna have to try. You can't just let yourself keep getting eaten alive from the inside out, or you're not gonna have anything left. And you got one, maybe two people immediately depending on you. And all of us besides. And not depending on you as in to take charge, depending on you as in we would feel an immeasurable loss if you weren't here. Not because we need you, but because we want you around. So whatever it takes to get you through this, to find some way to make peace with this stagnation if you can't seem to move past it. Name it.
I know all of that. I know people are counting on me. I know people care about me. Frankly, that's the only reason I haven't succumbed to this already.
Then that makes two of us. He crosses his arms again. If you guys hadn't made me care about you in the first place, God knows. I'd still be beating the shit out of third gears. Or lying somewhere, dying because I took on a mission by myself that I thought I could handle. It's easier when people don't care. But it's also bitter.
I know you can be better. I've seen how much you've changed.
That's the problem, Pridwin. I didn't want to be better. I didn't want to change. I was forced to be this person. And sure, yeah, now, in the moment, I am unbelievably thankful for this. But I didn't want this. I don't want to be the better person half the time. I have zero regrets about killing him, and I feel guilty about it. That's who I am as a person.
Not saying I'm about to give up.
You're muted.
Fine.
Oh.
You're welcome. Okay.
Okay. Can you guys hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not suggesting that I'm going to give up, nor that I'm wanting to become someone worse. But Liam can see his hand on the side where the helmet is, clasping tightly. In quiet moments, when I'm alone with my thoughts, looking back at everything, I can feel that mad wolf gnawing at the roots. And I'm afraid. Afraid that one day I'll gaze into the same void that he did. And that when I do, it'll be too late.
Nah. Liam says. It won't be too late. You know why?
Why?
Because you got an army out here ready to pull you back.
Liam, that's...
But nothing. I mean, we've already, brain dived into a meat crown that had one of our friends tangled in it. We have dealt with everything that has come our way in one way or another, and sure, some of it has gone to shit real fast, but we come back from it. And if you somehow get locked away in that shield again, he shrugs. You really think that little firebrand right there is gonna let you get away with that? Katya smirks. Oh, she's gonna rip that thing in half and come in there and drag you out kicking and screaming. And that's if your wife doesn't do it first. And if Katya has trouble, then she's gonna come to me. And then you're really gonna be in trouble, because if I have to come in there... He shakes his head.
Liam. He wasn't some demon-possessed unfortunate. I've heard the stories.
Seems like Scream has heard the stories too.
Yeah, she wants.
It's the demon wolf in the background.
It's the wolf inside of Maze.
Maze is
Oh my god.
It's the beast inside. Inside of him are two wolves. Both of them are incredibly violent.
Mm-hmm.
He. Thank you, Scream. Very, very helpful narration.
They're doing a great job.
It's ambience.
She is working very hard.
Mhm.
I've heard the stories. He isn't some possessed soul or some madness consumed fool. He runs his hand along the helmet. When all is taken from a man, there remains only fear. But even fear may die, rot and ferment, and when there is nothing left, when you gaze into the mouth of Moors. Before there was anything, before there were gods, there was nothing. And before there was nothing, there were monsters. It is not that I'm afraid that I'm going to be consumed, shackled. I'm afraid that there will be nothing left to save once I gaze into that maw.
Well, then I guess you better not let yourself get to that point, huh?
I am trying desperately. As I have been since the beginning.
Well, I wish I could say there's something I could do to help. Right about now, I can't even help myself. So.
I'm here for you. And I want to be here for you.
Are you capable of being here for me?
It feels like it's about the only thing I am capable of.
He nods a bit. Maze, you've been hovering in the hallway listening to this entire exchange. What are you doing?
Listening. Maze isn't good with the whole emotional thing, so he's just hearing them out.
Maze uncomfortably standing in the background.
I'm just imagining Maze is like pressed into the corner, sweating profusely, trying to look out the window.
He's just he's listening to you guys, but he's also just daydreaming in his head about how he's gonna beat the shit out of monsters. And training. He's daydreaming about training.
Base.
Yeah. He's probably just gonna sit there and wait for them to wrap things up.
If there's anything I can do to help you, anything you need to talk about, I want to be able to be there for all of you. Because you've all been here for me.
Liam grips at his injured side a bit harder. glancing out the window. You know, I thought I'd be angry coming back here. But, I don't really feel anything. It's just a room.
Pridwin looks down. Yeah. You know, I didn't really feel any emotion when I went back home until I visited Mother's alcove. It was the only thing in that entire castle that I actually cared about, apart from my siblings. But everything else was just stone. Even when I watched it burn down.
Well, that's, it's enough, emotion diving. He pushes himself off of the desk. I, thought maybe there'd be something here that might have told me where Fuse went. I just,
Have you?
He glances toward the door. I just haven't.
I understand. If you don't want to go in there, you don't have to. But if you do, if it makes it any easier, I'm here, and I could go get Minerva if you'd prefer her company.
She doesn't need to see me like this.
Fair enough.
He takes a deep breath and steps past you into the hallway, glances at Maze, and then approaches the door across from his. He reaches for the handle and pauses. And then he opens it. The room inside is dark. He stares into the darkness and doesn't move. You're muted again.
Pridwin staying close to him.
You see a shiver run over him.
Are you okay?
Do you feel that?
Does Pridwin feel anything?
Roll.
I'll roll 2. Fuck it.
That's 17?
Miss
14.
with a 17. There is something oppressive about the darkness emanating from the doorway. The light from the hallway is not penetrating the darkness at all.
That's uncanny. There's a weight.
Something's not right, Liam says under his breath.
I can go first.
Hang on. Pridwin's gonna light himself up.
You light yourself up in the hallway. Your light doesn't want to penetrate the darkness. It's almost as thick as liquid, undulating in the doorframe.
Advanced darkness.
Oh. Apollyon could analyze them. But alas.
But alas,
Does it all feel familiar to Apollyon's shadows, or is it something unique?
that's an interesting way to put that. In what way do you mean?
I mean, Apollyon has a very distinct aura. I'm wondering if Pridwin's feeling that same kind of energy,
It is
or if
not
it's something
Apollyon.
different.
However,
Is it infernal?
yes,
This is demonic.
you hear a voice from behind you. Move.
Pridwin steps aside.
You step aside. Katya steps up where you were. She's staring into the doorframe. She doesn't move. She's just standing there staring into it. There's a strange look on her face.
What do you sense?
She doesn't say anything. It's almost like she's watching it something, like she doesn't want to look away from it.
Pridwin's just going to quiet down and try and let her focus.
You're all standing there quietly in the hallway. Maze, what are you doing?
Maze probably just walk up and stick his arm into it.
You
Oh, no.
walk up and go to stick your arm into the darkness. Katya opens her mouth to say something, and as you do, you feel something grab you, Maze,
Oh.
and pull
Oh. What does it feel? What does the grab feel like? Like hands?
Yeah.
Oh. Um.
Does Mace get dragged in?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? He's just gonna roll with it. He's just gonna go in.
Oh God. Hmm. I think.
As he goes in,
Um.
as his other arm is slowly getting concealed by the darkness, he just puts a thumbs up as he's holding it.
He just salutes.
Fucking Terminator use it. Jesus fucking Christ.
What's going on?
You have been yeeted into the darkness, and Maze, you start feeling hands moving all over you. Almost in a wanton way. You hear a whispering in your ear. You can't quite understand what it's saying to you.
This is the strangest physical exam I've ever received.
Katya in the hallway sighs.
What's happening?
Maze went and got, that's what's happening, she says.
He's aura farming. Leave him be.
Oh my fucking God.
Is there anything else happening in this?
No, you are just being absolutely, like, manhandled in the darkness. You see nothing.
Hang on. Wait a minute. Is it Apollyon?
It is not.
If he's manhandling Mazaki.
It's one of his shadows that he left behind and forgot about.
No. It's the freakier Apollyon.
Apollyon's freaky personality. No, that's just him. Apollyon too.
It's actually just completely normal.
Yeah, that's just normal Apollyon. This is freaky Apollyon. He's just chilling, waiting for something to happen.
Katya sighs and holds her hand out. I need to borrow one of you.
Pridwin's going to hold out his hand.
She takes your hand and you feel a pull.
He's gonna transform.
You transform and Katya irritatedly flexes her fingers in the gauntlet and then clenches them into a fist. Can I trouble you for some holy water? She says, glancing down at the shield.
Sure, idea.
She gives you a look in the shield.
You know I can do that without a partner, right?
Just do it.
Pridwin's going to create holy water.
You start to create holy water and she spins the shield a bit so that it wets the front of it. And ignoring the burning sensation, she swings directly at the darkness in the doorframe, and you feel yourself connect with something, Pridwin.
Oh.
As she slugs something, and the darkness suddenly begins to recede.
Oh.
What's Maze seeing right now?
Maze, the hands stop, letting go of you suddenly, and it's almost like a whirlpool sensation. The darkness swirling and twirling away from you inward towards a corner.
Oh,
you hit the ground with a thud.
he's he's gonna react to this. He's gonna say, "Oh no, you don't," and he's gonna try to rush to where he thinks it might be.
You try to follow the whirlpool sensation. It's very hard to determine what's happening in the darkness, but you try to keep moving towards it, and you hear another grunt, familiar sounding. And then all at once, it's not dark anymore. You're in a room, standing.
Where's the thing?
You look around, and you make out a figure slinking in the darkness.
He's gonna try to grab them.
You...
I've got an idea.
Okay.
Fridwin's gonna oil him up.
Oil me up?
Yes. He's gonna
Why?
cover you in holy water.
Jesus fucking Christ. I cannot take you guys anywhere!
Not oiled up maze.
Have you seen? Have you read the fucking the fucking story about the dude whose house was haunted and he literally
Yeah.
doused holy water to 30?
Yeah. That shit was funny as fuck. I was trying to find that a little while ago and I couldn't find it.
I can take that somewhere.
Oh hell yeah.
I like to imagine that Anna's storming into the house, about to yell at somebody about breaking seals and whatnot, and just walks in and sees Maze getting hosed down.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what happens, honestly.
The most, like, soft hose down you've ever seen.
I want to grab the creature.
You go to grab. The darkness, it's slippery, almost. It's trying to keep you from finding purchase, and it is concealing the form of the person in the corner. You hear
Nothing can match my grip strength.
a sort of, like, nervous laughing coming from the darkness itself.
Can I roll to grab him?
Yes, you can try. Good luck, though.
Is that a strength?
I would recommend you surrender before we murder.
Is that a strength roll?
I would probably say a dex roll.
A dex roll? Okay.
It's not that you need strength to grab this person. It's that you need to outmaneuver the shadows to grab them. Does that make sense?
Okay. That is a 19.
I'm having trouble finding the picture of this person that I would like. With a 19. You keep trying, but you just can't. You just can't get a hold of them.
You know what? Fuck this guy. I'm using Beast Catcher.
Oh dear.
No.
So you... Using fucking Beast Catcher. Hold on. I don't remember what that does.
Opposing strength check.
Opposing strength... Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That's a
well...
27.
I wonder if
it's
it's strong as slippery.
This is a 25. So, here's what I imagine happening with this. You are doing your damnedest to catch this person, and it's not so much that you get a hold of the figure. You more so get a hold of the shadows and rip them away.
Oh yes. Oh yes. And he's gonna pull those away.
You rip the shadows away, and you see this person in the corner.
Unfortunately for this demon, Maze is actually proficient in oiled up wrestling.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh, hang on.
Oh.
Oh,
She does this. She's like, ah.
Is laughing nervously, and as the shadows are ripped away enough for you to get a good look at her, her eyes are wide in this almost frantic, desperate sense. She kind of appears mad to you. And she desperately tries to throw the shadows back up as you're tearing more and more of them away.
It's no use. Give it up.
Put her in a body bag.
I will punch you if you do not stop.
She cowers backwards further into the corner. Her eyes wide, almost like a child's, as she throws her hands up in front of her.
But if you do stop, I will not punch you. We will be friends.
The shadows slow a bit.
I'll make you soft tacos.
I'll make you soft tacos.
She's looking back and forth from all of you with wide, crazed eyes.
He puts his hand out in like a help her up type of thing. He says, come on. Don't be afraid. Unless you try to run. In which case, be afraid.
She doesn't take it. Katya releases the gauntlet a bit, and in your inner link, Pridwin, she murmurs to you, I don't like this. There's something wrong with her.
Could you elaborate?
She's not human.
I think that much is obvious.
If that's a demon.
I think you're muted.
Me?
Yeah.
No, you're muted.
You're the one that's muted.
What? Oh, Discord crashed.
Oh.
Hang on.
Damn.
I was like,
Sorry,
I'm
Mom.
not muted.
Yeah, I just heard your voice cut out. I thought you like muted yourself.
Yeah, no, Discord crashed.
Welcome back.
Wonderful.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Pridwin
Pridwin
asked
asked her to elaborate on what she meant specifically.
Why is it here? Why is it guarding his room?
If it's demonic, it's possible that it works for Anima Fabrica. We've already come to the conclusion that they're probably working with demons.
Oh, furthermore, do you feel that I don't know how to describe it. There's a disrupt here. The space, this room, the space in this room isn't right.
Does Pridwin notice any sort of spatial anomaly apart from the shadows?
The room, it's very odd to you, but the room seems smaller on the inside than it should be. The shadows in the room seem all the more darker and void-like.
Well, will you at least talk to me?
She's staring at you, Maze, like a wild animal.
Do you have any cognitive processes going on in that head of yours? You can understand me, right?
She doesn't say anything.
Well, if you're worried about us working for the people downstairs, we're not. Unless you're on their side. But I'm not sure.
She squints at you.
We were
Does
the
the
ones-
name Apollyon mean anything to you?
She hisses and turns to look at you.
I'll take
Oh.
that as a yes.
What is your relationship with the shadow guy?
She snarls and looks back and forth from Maze to Pridwin.
I assume
Bad,
not
I'd
very
wager.
good.
Tell you what, you give us your full cooperation, and we will not make you have to deal with him.
No deals. I already made my deal.
Oh, so you can speak. What is that deal?
She is glaring at you again.
I mean, we can help you if you want us to help you, but first we have to understand your situation.
I don't need your help.
Okay, then what do you need? Because you seem to be awfully stern about protecting this bedroom.
It's his.
All right, Liam, she knows your sister. And her brother.
Liam, who's standing in the hallway hovering, hesitates. Pridwin, I don't know her. I've never seen her before.
I wouldn't wager you knew many demons.
I don't know how my brother knows her, either.
Wait, were you the one who helped the boy escape?
She hisses at you.
I take that as a very awkward yes.
You did not make any deals with any members of Anima Fabrica, did you?
She hisses again. They want to control him.
And they are our enemies, so
You want to control him.
I never said that.
that's not exactly how family works.
You. She's looking past all of you towards Liam. You have her resemblance. Liam swallows hard. I don't know what you're talking about. The woman snarls again, glaring daggers at him. Pridwin, you feel almost a wave of aggression move through you in his direction. There's an infernal heat in this room.
Redwin's going to move himself in between her and Liam. If you want to help him, then you're going to need to cooperate with us.
I helped him. He's free.
You think he is, but he is not.
He is very much currently in danger.
They are looking for him.
She laughs. Let them.
Are you sure you want to find out what happens if they succeed?
They won't succeed. He's much too powerful for that. They underestimate him.
Power is meaningless in this situation.
Isn't Cyrus?
Cyrus?
He has joined us.
Holy shit!
Holy shit, Cyrus.
The Douglas Ashford materializing in his bedroom?
in the flesh, in his corporeal form, or maybe incorporeal. I heard him mumble for just a moment. He may be a ghost.
The girl hisses, glaring at Liam still. You abandoned him. Liam immediately presses his lips together in a fine line. You abandoned him. Like she abandoned us.
Liam, you don't have to take this.
I can just punch her in the face right now.
I think perhaps we should not be rash.
Don't be rash.
Don't be rash.
Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out of my room. Get out of my room. She shrieks at you over and over.
Not until he is safe.
She bares her claws threateningly at you. He isn't here. Therefore, he is safe.
There's more we have to worry about than this place.
No, there isn't.
The doctor is dead. There are much greater dangers.
She stops. Staring. Almost stuck. Like those words don't compute.
I'm not sure if you noticed, but there was a very big explosion about an hour ago.
He might have left before, but he has come back to set things right. The doctor is dead. His corpse is buried beneath the ocean.
She reaches up and reaches for her neck, her fingers wrapping around something you can't see, pulling. And there is a bright white light for a moment, almost like static, that shocks, and she gasps and rips her hand away.
Listen, we do want to help you, but we can't help you unless you help us.
She's staring at all of you. What do you want to do?
That madman. He gave up on looking for views. But Anima Fabrica will not. And they have so many more resources than he did. We've dealt with him and we are trying to deal with them, but we do not want them to find Fuse before we can stop them. We don't want to take him. We don't want to lock him anywhere he doesn't want to be. All we want to do is talk and warn him.
She smiles a crazed smile. He's gone. He's gone. And we are still here.
You see, the reason you're here.
She shakes her head no. She is.
Who's she?
You hear a word whispered in not one voice, but a dozen. Not quite in unison, multiple saying it at the same time. Lizette. Liam pales.
Everyone looks over to him.
Liam notices he's being stared at by everyone.
I think I'm starting to piece something together. Liam, this may be a harsh question, but when did your mother pass?
It was little, like, maybe 7, 8, 9.
Was it before or after you left?
It was before. That was the whole reason I had left. My dad snapped.
I'm wondering if your mother contracted tech over?
Contracted. The woman laughs. A maniacal, hysterical laugh. Trapped.
Oh.
She pulls at the thing you can't see, another white burst of light burning at her hand.
You didn't happen to know that your mother coordinated with demons?
My
Did
mother
you?
didn't cavort with anyone. My mother was a death scythe, Liam says defensively.
I don't.
My mother was not the type of person to cavort with anyone. She killed demons and witches.
I don't mean it like that, but this. She clearly bound this demon. Which is not exactly something most people know how to do, even among death scythes.
Katya sniffs, tilting her head. She's been staring at the woman's neck. This has Sophia written all over it.
Oh?
You remember Sophia, right? Katya looks back at you.
Oh god, I don't think I remember.
Apollyon shuddering from his
Yeah.
spot in the death room.
Wait. Oh, right. Fucking Sophia was the Russian lady, right?
Mhm.
The one who didn't know how to drive.
Yeah. Okay. Um. Sorry.
The one
That
who
is, like, way-
thinks that demons are pets.
Yeah. She's like way back in the fucking very beginning of my notes.
Apollyon is very grateful that he's finally not bound by her.
The name dawns on him, and he goes, "Oh, wait. Why would she? Were they friends?"
I mean,
Friends is a strong word with Sophia.
I don't think Sophia has friends, Liam says under his breath.
I suppose associates would be a more accurate term.
Liam nods. Yeah, they, kinda were.
I suppose that would explain why she learned how to do that. Although, why is a greater question.
I was trying to find my picture of Sophia. Oh, there she is. Yeah.
Whoa.
What the heck have I been missing?
A
You
bit.
keep having to jump
lot.
in and out.
Yeah.
Liam's mom bound a demon.
Yeah.
Yes, I picked up that much.
And it is just chilling in Fuse's room. Like, it's just guarding it.
Hmm.
All right,
Wonderful.
so, her mother was associates with Sophia, and bound her. But it doesn't explain why this demon personal stakes in the boy.
So is that what she bound you here to do? Protect him.
She smiles. I did a good job.
Well, unfortunately, he needs help again.
She shakes her head. What do you guys want to do?
What do we have to do to gain your cooperation?
There is no cooperation between us. There is nothing for you here.
We have to find him.
Then go search.
So you don't know where he is. where he could be?
I got him out. That's it. He left me here. Better that way.
What if we get you your freedom?
She looks around the room, past at the walls. She puts a hand on the wall behind her, almost possessively. Home.
Fair enough. Look, all we want to do is search the room, just in case there's anything that might tell us where we need to go. If you can just let us do that, we leave.
She backs slowly from the corner to the closet, backs into the closet. And the shadows rescind into the closet until the closet has the same effect that the door to the room used to have. Completely blacked out. And you can see the rest of the room.
Very well.
I'll take that as a sign of agreement.
You see two eyes glint from the darkness. Liam lets out a shaky breath, his eyes wide. Thea's always told me he was scared of the closet. He was serious.
Well, at least he can say he quite literally had demons in his closet.
I thought he was making it up. You guys can see the room.
I guess I'll search around.
Yeah.
19.
This very much is similar to Liam's room. You've got the punk elements in here. Not quite as hardcore as Liam's. More so in that way that it sort of mimicked Liam's but took on its own style. This room doesn't have any pictures in it, though. And everything in this room is very dark. With a 19, you see something glinting from under the edge of the mattress.
I'm gonna grab it.
You're gonna grab it?
I guess check it out. He'll lift the mattress.
You lift the mattress. There is several things that you see, namely several syringes and a box that has been spilled over with the contents coming out. The syringes have fallen out of it, and there appears to be like bags or some kind of containers that have partially fallen out of the box.
Can you see what's inside the containers?
You can't tell what it is.
Guess you'll try to open the containers?
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Oh, Drugs? Ah.
Pridwin, you just hear Maze say, drugs?
What?
Drugs.
What do you mean?
You turn around to look. Maze is holding the mattress up with ease, and you see what I just described.
Oh. I feel like we probably should touch those.
Yeah. He's gonna put down the mattress.
He slowly lowers the mattress back down.
I went, Liam. When you left, where did you go?
To the academy.
Right there?
Yeah. I didn't have anywhere else to go. Followed in Mom's footsteps.
There's a bunch of posters on the wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna before he does, he'll look to Liam for approval, but he wants to tear down a few.
Liam shrugs.
He's gonna tear down all the posters he can see.
You start tearing posters down.
Teenage boys do like to hide things behind posters.
You tear poster after poster down. You don't really see anything until you get to one that is in the corner of the room. And you go to tear it down, and you can't find purchase on it.
Oh?
It's like you go to grab the poster, and then you go to... You're looking at the poster, and you go to grab the poster. And then you're looking at the poster.
I'm digging my fingers into the wall and tearing it out.
You try to dig your fingers into the wall and tear it out, and you're looking at the poster.
Okay, there's some reality manipulation going on here.
Everyone's gonna go inspect the poster.
You are looking at the poster, Pridwin. You hear a hiss from the closet behind you.
Can you please release the poster?
There's a snarl from the shadows.
I'll give you a cookie.
Pridwin, you're staring at the poster.
What's the poster of? Is it just like the same kind of general stuff that everything else is, or?
The poster is of a cityscape. You do not immediately recognize it.
Does it stand out from anything else in the room, or is it out of place in here, or does it kind of blend in with everything else?
No, it blends pretty well with everything else.
Liam, do you recognize the subject of this poster?
Liam walks over to stand beside you and immediately grimaces.
I'll take that as a yes.
That's, He sighs. That's downtown Kansas City.
Is that far from here?
He shoves his hands in his pockets. My mom gave Fuse this poster before she, went on a mission. She glances at you. She didn't, come back from that mission.
I see. Maybe that's where he's gone.
Why would he want to do that? I kind of swore I'd never set foot there as long as I live.
There's a million reasons. Maybe he wanted to find out more. Maybe he thought it would just bring him closer to her. Maybe he thought it would be the one place no one would bother looking for him.
He nods a little. I guess that makes sense.
That narrows the search down quite a bit. Problem is, searching for a single person in a city, especially one who does not want to be found, is going to be difficult.
Yeah. But it's a lot smaller an area than it used to be. I mean, we didn't even know what state he was in before.
It's progress. Major progress.
Well, I suppose we got.
I suppose the question now is, do we go there immediately, gather the team that we have, or do we go back to the academy and bring everyone?
No, we should. We should probably go back, Liam says, looking at you. I mean, we don't know anything about Anima Fabrica. We have no idea why he's there or what he's doing, and we have no idea what we're walking into. His eyes are staring at the mattress, do not bode well.
You're right. I think having a full force is probably going to be our best bet.
He nods a bit. We should get back.
Everyone nods.
Liam sighs and takes one last look at the room before walking out of it.
Fridwin's going to look over to the closet and he's going to say, for what it's worth, I thank you for your cooperation, and I apologize for our intrusion.
The growling stops. You see the eyes glinting at you from the shadows.
Fridwin will politely do a kind of semi-bow and then start heading towards the door.
Katya's leaning against the wall by the door. You're just gonna leave that thing here?
She does not want to leave. So I think our best option would probably be to make sure that people don't go wandering into this place.
Yeah, Katya says and follows you out the door. You guys emerge out into the hallway, and Minerva and Lunala are standing at the bottom of the stairs. Are you guys alright? Yeah, everything good? Minerva asks.
Solid as can be.
We had a talk and also did some searching and found some valuable information.
Good. Minerva's face lights up a bit.
Also, Liam's mom bound a demon to Fuse's room.
I'm sorry. What? Don't ask, Liam says, walking down the stairs.
Not like she'll be a threat anytime soon.
He pauses next to Minerva and says, I just want to get out of here. Minerva looks at him and then grabs his hand and pulls him out the door.
Fredwin will follow.
Lunala sidles up next to him and keeps close. You guys step out into the rain, and you are greeted by a member of the Nevada branch that you do not recognize. You don't recognize anybody from the Nevada branch, to be fair.
Hello?
The man clears his throat and pushes his glasses up. Will you be wanting a ride back?
Yes, as a matter of fact. We just need to make sure we gather the rest of our team.
I was under the impression you drove, but I suppose we could trade out your vehicles for one of ours.
Well, we could drive back, but I think if there's some way to expedite the process, we're on something of an urgent schedule.
Right. He twirls a set of keys on his fingers. Any of you know how to fly?
Fredwin looks over to the rest of the group.
You see blank faces.
I'm taking piloting classes, but they're like once a weekend.
I can figure it out.
I
Uh-huh.
am not fond of the air. I was made for the sea.
That sucks for you, because that's what we're taking. Come on, I'll fly you guys back.
At least it isn't Maze.
I think I might walk, Katya says as you guys are, like, walking your way through.
I wonder how far I could throw an airplane.
You notice that a good portion of the survivors from the research facility are gone. Oh, come on. I don't have all day.
May as well enter.
Fredwin will follow.
As you guys load yourselves up into it's a one of the large helicopters. Your crew barely fits into it. It helps when a lot of you jump into your weapon forms into your Meister's hands. The ride is unusually silent. Pridwin, I imagine you are dying the whole time.
Yeah, he is having a panic attack.
It's having a not a good time. It doesn't help either
Well-
because it's like rainy,
Yeah.
windy and rainy, and it's not a smooth ride.
Yeah.
This guy, the guy that's driving, is a lot like Murdoch from the A-Team. Like, he's a little, he's enjoying the turbulence a little too much.
Oh god.
So is Maze.
I rolled a natural 20 on Fredwin's deception check, so he looks cool as a cucumber, but internally he's screaming.
Yeah.
Maze is doing exercises in the middle of the aisle.
Oh god. I'm just imagining he's doing pull-ups off the side of the fucking the helicopter.
He would. He totally would.
Literally on like the fucking landing rails, fucking doing pull-ups.
You guys go into land. And as you guys finally make it, you know, hours later, the guy looks back at you and points to his headset and says, "Where do you want me to drop you off? I'm under the impression this wasn't exactly a sanctioned mission."
Fredwin looks over to the group. Should we just go with F City instead of directly inside the academy?
"I'm pretty sure they're gonna notice either way," Katya says.
True, but I think it'll probably cause the least questions from the students.
I think you guys are cooked.
We'll have to answer them regardless.
Judah chimes in and says, "If we're cooked, you're cooked too, bud."
I'm not the one. I'm just here. I just came along. I didn't think.
Report's right here, guys. All we gotta do is turn it in.
I just work here, man.
Anna's already taking care of the report.
I was just told to come with, and I did.
The guy sighs and takes you down into the warehouse district as discreetly as possible. Surprisingly, it is also raining here. You guys are offload quickly, and he gives you a half-hearted salute and takes off. You guys
Alright.
walk through the rain, making your way back towards Death City. Is there anything you guys want to do on your way in?
I'm good right now. Ready to head into.
Is Anna alive?
Barely. Currently taking care of some offhand tasks.
You're good. There's a conversation Pridwin wants to have with Anna, a brief one, but it can wait.
Okay. Can I wait another 20 minutes or so? Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. It can wait
things.
until next session if it has to.
Okay. Sorry, it's just work.
No, you're
is sporadic.
good.
You're fine. You're good.
It's a conversation Pridwin keeps meaning to have, but it just never has had the chance to come up. But apart from that, I don't really think there's anything Pridwin's planning on doing.
So you guys walk back, making your way to campus. It's storming, so most people are inside their cabins. And you guys are able to mostly rush your way up and get inside of Redacted's cabin without too many people spotting you. And you get back inside the cabin. At this point, it is late. The cover of darkness and the rain helped significantly. And you guys make your way to the door. You guys get inside and lock it heavily behind you. And you see that most of the cabin is asleep.
We should probably get off to our cabin.
Aren't we supposed to be
Indeed.
staying together? Linola says.
I was gonna go exercise.
Yes, it would be safest if we were all in the same place. Maze, if you
Guess I'm crying couch surfing.
Maze, if you really want to go to the gym, I mean,
I
couldn't
was
you
gonna-
exercise here?
I could exercise there. I just need to find something very large.
I'm
We have a couch, Katya says, pointing at the couch.
It's
Larger.
also the coffee table.
I'm sure somebody keeps a set of weights around here.
That won't be enough. He's gonna start walking over to the garage.
Oh no.
I'll beat you guys at the cabin.
Very well.
Well, Maze is gone.
Please don't break anything.
As you guys are back at the cabin, a door down the hallway opens. Isaac, you heard a commotion at the door, and being on guard, trying to keep watch over the cabin, you get up from your 20 minutes of sleep that you've gotten and emerge ready to throw down. Until you see the familiar set of armor standing by the doorway.
Isaac's, I'd imagine he's already got Viviana, like, in his hand, ready to throw down.
Yeah.
And he looks down the hallway and he just, like, his shoulders slump. And he goes, oh, good, you're all back.
Still alive, Liam says, looking at him.
It has been quiet here. You should have given me notice. I would have prepared food.
Anna's watching Isaac.
Now I'm gonna have to go to the
There's an-
kitchen.
As in, like, what?
What?
Just
What?
the impression I get from you is vampire.
He points at you very seriously and he says, do not use that word.
Hey.
There's a
Very-
hiss from the weapon in your hand.
He says that very sternly. Like, there's this kind of jovial casualness to how he's talking initially, but when you say that, he gets very stern. I will prepare some traditional cuisine.
Vampire is
Katya,
a slur in this household.
Katya winces and collapses onto the couch, sighing. Anna, you and Judah can have my room if you'd like. It's clean enough.
You know I can just sleep on the couch, right?
You should sleep in a bed. Down the hall on the left. Judah kind of shoves her hands in her pockets and goes, "You don't have to tell me twice."
I should probably see if I can ask for some extra mattresses for the time being.
We still have open rooms. Should be fine.
I just feel bad that there are people who have to camp out on the couch. But as long as everyone's comfortable, hopefully we won't have to worry about this for much longer.
So yeah, you guys are back at your cabins. Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
Maze is going to the garage.
Maze, you are going to the garage. It is dark out, and there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of activity in the garage.
Is there anyone in the garage?
The only person in the garage right now is Alex. And the only reason Alex is in the garage right now is because Alex fell asleep at the bench she was working at.
You will wake them up with a...
Hey, yeah, your little does not wake Alex up.
He's gonna pat them on the back.
You go to pat Alex on the back, and you notice the tattoo of what appears to be a dragon across her shoulders actually moves as you go to touch her. Its eyes moving in your direction inexplicably. And it seems to coil as your hand moves towards her.
Hello, weird little dragon. Can you wake them up for me?
The dragon, its eyes move a different direction. And then all of a sudden, Alex jolts awake. She removes an earbud, and you can hear, like, metal music screaming out of the earbud.
Oh, that's why you didn't hear me. Hello.
Maze, she says, looking at you.
Do you have any broken down vehicles you're not currently using?
She sighs. Out back in the junk section.
Awesome, thank you. I'll return it soon. He walks out.
You walk out, she looks around, realizes she's fallen asleep at the desk and sighs and pushes herself up, stretching.
He's gonna look for the biggest car he can.
There is currently a bus being worked on. It's probably the biggest thing out there right now.
Okay. He's gonna walk up to that bus. I got the mutation that it increases my lifting weight.
Oh god.
I want to try to lift it.
Oh god.
I guess roll?
Alright. That is a 26.
Even with a 26, this bus is a lot for you. So I would say you spend a good portion of the rest of the night getting to the point where you can, you know, actually, like, get it off the ground.
Cool. He would try to, let's see. Garage is a good distance. He's probably going to he's probably going to just start bench pressing the bus.
You start bench pressing the bus. Alex at one point comes out to check on you, takes one look at you, turns around, and leaves. Alex doesn't want anything to do with that.
And he's probably going to spend his night doing that. Probably also, what is it, strapping himself to the bus and trying to drag it around.
Yes. At this point, you're just working out with a bus.
Yeah. He'll keep doing that.
Yeah, so you spend the better part of the night working out with a bus. Is there anything else anybody wants to do?
He'll want to do some stuff in the morning, but I'll wait for the others to do stuff.
I actually was gonna call it here, since we're almost at 3 hours. If there wasn't anything you guys want to do for the evening, I'm gonna have everybody wake up the next morning for next session.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
Yeah, that should just be about everything. I did want to ask. Oh wait, what were we saying?
I don't really have anything. I just want Anna to sort of be up all night
Makes sense.
practicing stuff. So,
May as well be doing something similar. Completely understandable. I did want to ask. I don't know if you read the maze stuff I added on his sheet, but I would let you know because I wasn't sure if you did.
I think I've read through most of it.
There was stuff at the bottom. I'm not sure if you've read yet. For the backstory stuff.
Man, the wrong page.
You might be on his main page?
I'm on his doc page.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. You'd be on the backstory stuff page.
Yep, there it is.
You can read through it at your leisure. I thought I would just let you know.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that I need to finish reading it. I was like halfway through it.
No, you're all good.
Yeah, I'll look at it.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Well, if you guys are all solid,